As of today, there are no official detailed reports or live updates specifying the exact focus of Benjamin Iko's training routine, but based on recent developments, is actively training with the first team at Carrington, joining the squad following his medical and pending unveiling. Visuals show him taking part in drills, presumably working on fitness, conditioning, ball control, and tactical work typical of pre-season sessions. It's very likely that his being integrated into tactical setups and getting acclimated to the team's patterns under Ruben Amorim technical focus, finishing drills, positional routines, and making runs in attacking patterns. Physical preparation, speed, stamina, and strength conditioning as he adjusts to Premier League demands. Squad dynamics, interacting with teammates in small-sided work and team drills to build chemistry before the season start. Carlos Baleba Man United transfer threat emerges amid £100 million price tag. Latest Manchester United transfer rumours as warning issued over Rasmus Højlund sale as well as interest in Carlos Baleba. Stephen is a senior football writer who provides extensive around-the-clock coverage for the Liverpool Echo, Manchester Evening News, Football London and other Reach plc outlets. In his spare time, Stephen scours the non-league scene around Merseyside, speaking to managers, players, and taking in the best of the local action. He joined the Echo in January 2023, following a period with other Reach plc sites. The Premier League is now less than a week away, and there will undoubtedly be an element of excitement as Manchester United look to bounce back from a poor 2024-25 campaign. Arsenal visit Old Trafford on Sunday looking to dampen the bubbling anticipation surrounding Ruben Amorim's side. But there will be eyes on the Portuguese's team as their new attacking trio will be looking to make an immediate impact. Bryan Mbeumo, Benjamin Sesko and Matheus Cunha were all unveiled in front of their new supporters prior to their 1-1 draw with Fiorentina in their final pre-season friendly. United warned over Højlund decision. Former defender Mikael Silvestre has warned Manchester United against offloading Rasmus Højlund. The Dane faces question marks over his future at Old Trafford following the blockbuster arrival of Sesko. Højlund could be left in the cold during an important season for club and country with Denmark looking to book their place in next summer's World Cup. Sesko's big money move saw Amorim acquire his desired forward, but it has sparked speculation over Højlund's future in Manchester. Silvestre, though, says keeping the striker among the options would be beneficial. Marcus Rashford has gone and there are not a lot of strikers around. Joshua Zirkzee is a different type of striker that doesn't make those runs in behind the defense, the former central defender said. He is another type of player for certain games, certain opposition. But no, you need competition, need quality. So I wouldn't rush into sending Rasmus Højlund out on loan if Sesko signs. Absolutely not. Men Sport says, it's an interesting point that Silvestre makes, with Joshua Zirkzee offering a different expertise in the attacking positions. What harm would it do for Amorim's options? The only problem would be Højlund's desire to play first-team football and the amount of interest in his services. Considered as a make-weight in a swap deal for the highly rated Cameroon international. Reports suggest that Newcastle are in an observation phase over a move for Baleba, who is valued around £100 million by the Seagulls. Men Sport says Carlos Baleba would be a phenomenal signing for United, and it is no surprise to see clubs beginning to get in line for his signature. A move for the 24-year-old would be a catalyst in transforming Amorim's engine room, but a deal for Newcastle, at this time, seems unlikely. The Magpies have already been disappointed in the transfer window by losing out on their attacking targets, Sesko being a recent example. So a big money move for Baleba doesn't quite make sense. Here at the Manchester Evening News, we are dedicated to bringing you the best Manchester United coverage and analysis. Make sure you don't miss out on the latest United news. Make you subscribe our channel. Onana, Martinez, Zirkzee, Manchester United injury news and return dates ahead of Arsenal clash. A roundup of United's current injury situation ahead of the start of the 2025-26 season. Manchester United are now just 6 days away from the return of the Premier League season. Ruben Amorim's side welcome Arsenal to Old Trafford on Sunday, August 17th, as they look to re-establish themselves at the top end of the Premier League table during the 2025-26 campaign. United rounded off a promising pre-season with a 1-1 draw against Fiorentina at Old Trafford, but a number of players missed the visit. Of the Italian side, Martinez has been in and around the United squad in pre-season, but is yet to feature since suffering a cruciate knee ligament injury back in February. Speaking back then, Amorim said, Laika is a difficult situation. He's going to be out for a while. We don't know the extent of the injury, but it's an injury that is going to take time. Nasser Mazraoui. Injury, knock. The Moroccan played no part in United's tour of the US due to a knock. He started the pre-season opener against Leeds in Stockholm last month and was taken off at halftime. Mazraoui was last pictured in a training session a fortnight ago. It remains to be seen when he will next be available for Selectio Joshua Zirkzee. Injury, unknown. Zirkzee has not featured for United this preseason because of an unspecified injury complaint he sustained prior to the tour of the USA. He did travel to the US but was unable to participate in team training. The attacker, who rushed his way back from a hamstring injury last season to make himself available for the Europa League final, was pictured training with the rest of the squad at Carrington last week, offering encouragement that he is closing in on a return. However, he missed the draw with Fiorentina and is seemingly in a race against time to be fit for the visit of Arsenal. Possible return date, August 17th, Arsenal H. Andre Onana. Injury, hamstring. Onana has not featured for United so far this summer after suffering a hamstring injury in the first week of pre-season training at Carrington. Despite not being deemed fit enough to be involved during the tour, he did travel to the US almost a fortnight ago to continue his rehabilitation. He trained during his time in the States, and sources said he had been throwing himself around in training but in non-contact drills. Despite participating in team training, the visit of Fiorentina came too soon for him to be involved. He is targeting a return against Arsenal. Possible return date, August 17th, Arsenal H. Manchester United issue statement after controversial price rises at Old Trafford. Man United have increased the prices of food and drink on the concourses at Old Trafford ahead of the new season. Manchester United have blamed rising food and beverage costs for the increase in beer prices at Old Trafford. Fans who attended the Fiorentina friendly on Saturday were stung by increased costs, with the price of bottle of Carling, 500 milliliters, increasing by 30%. And a pint of Madri increasing by 51%. Supporters have already complained about the price increases, and more fans will be affected when Old Trafford is at full capacity for the opening Premier League game of the season. The Manche. Hey everyone. Waving hand sign. Welcome to the channel, your new home for exciting and up-to-date content you don't want to miss. If you enjoy what you see, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. And please, share this video with your friends, family, and anyone who would love this too. Your support means everything. Let's grow this amazing community together. Arsenal transfer news. Live, Eberechi's deal close, Ademola Lookman hijack, Carlos Baleba race. The latest Arsenal transfer news, including updates on Alexander Isak, Benjamin Sesko, Eberechi's, and Rodrigo. As deadline day is now less than 4 weeks away. Hello, and welcome to the latest Football.London Arsenal transfer news live blog. The summer transfer window is still open for another week or so, and Arsenal have plenty more business to conclude before the September deadline. They are up to 7 signings after Victor Gyökeres joined Christian Norgard, Christian Mosquera, Kepa Arrizabalaga, Martin Zubimendi, and Noni Madueke, with Eberechi's being who they want to make the 6th over these remaining weeks. Arsenal have also shown interest in Anthony Gordon and Xavi Simons, although Chelsea are negotiating a deal with RB Leipzig for the latter. The future of Alexander Isak at Newcastle United could also impact any move for his teammate. Ademola Lookman is also appreciated by some within the club. Links to Rodrigo, meanwhile, refuse to go away. There will almost certainly be more exits than arrivals this month, though, with departures understood to be the current focus over incomings. Albert Sambi Lokonga, Fabio Vieira, Karl Hein, and Reiss Nelson could all make way. Moves for Gabriel Martinelli, Jakub Kiwior, Leandro Trossard, and Oleksandr Zinchenko may also materialize. Either of the defenders departing would likely revive interest in Jeremy Jacquet, while either winger being sold should see a direct replacement signed. Football.London will bring you all the latest Arsenal transfer news throughout the day as the hours tick down to deadline day. You can learn about the latest moves by scrolling down and following our live blog, which we update from morning to night in response to fresh reports and rumors. Mikel Arteta will want the lion's share of business wrapped up before the new Premier League season gets underway next weekend, but the transfer window doesn't shut for another 3 weeks. Arsenal have already splashed nearly £200 million on 6 new players this summer, plugging gaps across the park. Andrea Berta began by signing Kepa Arrizabalaga from Chelsea and Martin Zubimendi from Real Sociedad. Christian Mosquera and Victor Gyökeres followed the England international to the Emirates Stadium, taking the Gunners' total spend to about £190 million. Arsenal have spent well this summer, but there's still plenty of work to be done. So, with that being said, Football.London has looked at what Berta needs to do before the transfer window slams shut on September 1st. Arsenal legend gives Jesus' verdict. Gunners legend Alan Smith believes now is the right time for 28-year-old Gabriel Jesus to leave the club. He told the Metro, "I think somebody like Gabriel Jesus might go given his track record with injuries. He might be one that you say, thanks, and try and move him on, get a bit of money in." Obviously, with Victor Gyökeres and Kai Havertz, there might not be too many opportunities for him this season. Lookman rejects Arsenal. Ademola Lookman has turned down the idea of joining Arsenal, according to Corriere dei Bergamo. Inter Milan remain front-runners to sign the 27-year-old who handed in a transfer request to Atalanta earlier this summer. Lookman has reportedly agreed personal terms with Milan. The Serie A giants now just need to agree a fee with the club. Gyökeres looks to be the right choice. Alexander Isak looked to be Mikel Arteta's dream Arsenal striker signing, but an alternative world, trying to sign him this summer, could have quickly turned into a nightmare. The Newcastle talisman was coming off arguably his best individual season, having played a crucial role in Eddie Howe's side winning the Carabao Cup and securing Champions League football. Though it was known that several top Premier League clubs wanted to sign a new striker, Isak's situation appeared calm. As far as those at St James Park were concerned, Isak was not for sale, and as such, Arsenal signed Victor Gyökeres while Chelsea brought in Liam Delap and João Pedro. Premier League champions Liverpool tested their resolve, and having been given a firm answer, their focus switched onto the Magpies' top target Hugo Ekitike. Arteta gives verdict on new transfers. Following Arsenal's 3-0 victory over Athletic Bilbao in the Gunners' final pre-season game, Mikel Arteta had nothing but praise for his new signings. The quality of the delivery from Zubimendi, absolutely top. "I think he was incredible today. The way he played throughout the game, and for Victor Gyökeres as well to get out that first goal, I think is very, very important psychologically. Again, he was involved in a lot of very important actions in the game. Kai came in and scored an incredible goal as well. So, I'm very happy with the team today." Who could leave Arsenal this summer? Journalist Charlie Watt stated, via Football 365. "Once the Gyökeres deal is confirmed, I think Arsenal's attention in the market will shift towards trying to move some players on. The squad does look a bit bulky now, with a few players clearly going to be struggling for minutes next season. So Arsenal will look to try and get some outgoing sorted, potentially for players like Fabio Vieira, Sambi Lokonga, Reiss Nelson, and maybe Oleksandr Zinchenko. I do still feel like there is scope to bring in one more new addition before the window closes. However, there is still a long time left in the market, and it wouldn't shock me if Arsenal still look to do something." Arteta hints at new signings. Mikel Arteta has refused to rule out further incomings at Arsenal this summer ahead of the final 3 weeks of the summer transfer window. On Saturday, the Gunners rounded up their pre-season schedule with a convincing 3-0 win over La Liga side Athletic Club. Gyökeres scored his first goal for the club from Zubimendi's cross before Bukayo Saka, and Kai Havertz found the back of the net. After the win, Arteta faced the media for the final time before he previews the opening game of the Premier League season and was asked about the prospect of the club remaining active in the window. Arsenal target offered new deal. Arsenal target Igor Tyjon has been offered a new contract at Blackburn Rovers, according to journalist Alan Nixon. The Gunners had made an offer in the region of £1 million for the 17-year-old. However, Blackburn are keen on keeping Tyjon this season, with the young striker creeping into the first team. He made 2 appearances in the Championship last season after a series of positive performances for the club's academy. Arsenal were hoping they could grab the young prospect early in his career. Arsenal could hijack Newcastle deal. Arsenal could steal Newcastle target Malik Thiaw this summer if the Magpies fail to secure a deal, according to Court Offside. The AC Milan defender has reportedly agreed personal terms with Eddie Howe's side, with a £35 million fee being discussed. However, with Newcastle's transfer saga this summer being one of failure, Arsenal could pounce if an opportunity arose. Tottenham have also been linked with the 6'4" defender who, despite losing his first-team status at the end of last season,